Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. So today's tarot reading is for the month of December 2014, and this is for the zodiac sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio, I really feel that this reading is sort of a lead on, a resolution from the reading for November. And I think the reading for November, what I remember of it is that there was some sort of mistrust in a situation that was going on, and that maybe some secrets might be revealed from what was going on in a situation that was making you feel slightly uncomfortable then. And the cards that have come up have really sort of at the culmination, I think, in December of what potentially for some of you Scorpios could have been going on in November or even before that. And I think that whatever the situation is that was potentially going on in November or even before that, I think that it is kind of still going on now potentially, but there's going to be some sort of solution to it in the month of December. So for the end of the year, things are, in my opinion, going to be getting a lot better. You're going to be feeling a lot better because you're going to make a choice, and it's going to just lead you on to a better place in your life. So if we can start with the first two cards, which are the Devil and also the High Priestess. Now, whenever you get the Devil card in a reading, it simply means feeling trapped, feeling bound in something, I mean, a lot of the times this card can mean that you are bound to and influenced, I suppose, by things like money, greed, lust, sex, generally things that can be looked on in a negative way. But I think within this reading, this is you feeling a certain way about something. So I think for some of you Scorpios, leading on from November, even before that, on to now and into December, there's still going to be that kind of energy around you where you are feeling trapped in a situation and you're not really sure what to do for the best. And I think that potentially that for some of you guys, you're going to be feeling imprisoned in a certain situation. But I think that the High Priestess card is really telling you that, and I think in the November reading I did mention that your intuition, your gut feeling about a particular situation and what you felt was really going on behind the scenes is correct. And I think that this card is really sort of backing that up and saying again, you are correct in what you're feeling. It's not just that you're seeing things, but whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever that it is that you're seeing is the correct thing. So your intuition is kind of on point, and this card really is saying follow that intuition because it's actually going to lead you on to more clarity. So I think obviously with the Devil card, for some of you Scorpions going on now, there is the sense of feeling imprisoned in something, feeling that you're finding it difficult to move out of something that's not serving you. And it could be that you're feeling trapped in a situation because there's money involved, there's emotions involved, there's love involved, potentially sex involved even, or even in a work situation, that you don't really know where you're going next and that you're feeling particularly imprisoned in that particular situation. But the High Priestess is saying, use your inner guidance, use your intuition to guide you. You're not as trapped as you actually think you are. You just need to look at the situation, use your intuition to guide you onto the next stage. And I think that this was kind of backed up definitely for me by the Ace of Wands and Eight of Cups, because I think definitely at the end of the year we're going to see you really going on to a new beginning. But I think that certainly with the Ace of Wands, and as we know with the Wands suit, it's all about taking action and it's all about energy, and this also can denote a work career situation. So I think that for some of you guys it'll be a case of enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. I need to kind of unchain myself. And the Eight of Cups really talks about leaving a situation behind. If you look at this cup, there are 8 cups on the floor. Well, 8 cups on the ground, and some of them are tipped over, some of them are standing, and it really denotes kind of, I suppose, that there is an imbalance going on. And I think within this situation of feeling potentially trapped and feeling bound to something, feeling that your hands are tied, feeling chained, I think that's where the imbalance comes in. Because when we feel chained to something, when we feel that there is a sense of imprisonment, then how can there be any emotional, spiritual, physical balance going on within our own lives? So I certainly think that with the Eight of Cups, I certainly see that for December and going on into the new year, you're going to be kind of breaking those chains, and you're going to be walking away from a particular situation that is not serving you. You're going to be turning your back on something that feels unbalanced. And I certainly think with the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands really talks about new beginnings, but new beginnings in terms of your own ideas, and in terms of potentially work related stuff coming in. So if this is a work situation, I think that for a lot of you guys, it's going to be new beginnings within the workplace. So potentially some of you guys turn your back maybe on a work situation that's not working for you at the moment, where you're feeling chained to it because of the money or whatever the reason is. Or if it's a love situation, you'll definitely be turning your back on it, and other opportunities are potentially coming in. But for me, I feel that this is kind of to do with work. And I don't know why I feel that, but I feel that for a lot of you Scorpions, it could be to do with a work situation. And I think that this card is really saying, especially the Eight of Cups, it's saying it's time to move on. It's time to tread a new path. It's time to experience new things, because this situation with the Devil card, feeling bound, is no longer serving you, and it's making you feel potentially quite chained. And I think that the universe is saying to you through that situation is it is time to tread a new path. But that new path has to come through, for some of you guys, new innovation created from yourself. So you need to create the opportunity that's coming in. But I definitely see a new opportunity coming in for some of you guys, potentially regarding the work situation. Wands can also talk about new opportunities, new ventures, new things on offer. So I certainly see for you guys that once you make that decision to turn your back on a situation that no longer serves you, and you decide to tread a new path, and you really kind of make a commitment to that, that there are going to be new things being offered to you, okay? Because you've actually decided that you're not trapped anymore, that being trapped to something really is your illusion, okay? Because nobody's ever trapped in anything. It's a lot of the time the prisons that we feel that we're in are prisons that we create for ourselves. And I certainly think that by turning your back on whatever the situation is, you're going to actually be having new opportunities come in for you at the end of the year. So I think that's certainly something really, really talks about. The Ace of Wands also talks about creating, because as I said, the Wands is a suit really of action and energy. So I certainly think that for some of you guys, you need to create, as I've said, these opportunities. So potentially creating a new venture on your own, potentially creating, you know, acting on any inspirational ideas that you might have in order to tread that new path. And we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress. And the Seven of Pentacles is all about being rewarded for your hard work. Okay, being rewarded for hard work. What you get in is what you get out. So this card really shows someone who is looking at a massive tree. Look at that tree there. And usually on the traditional Rider-Waite pack, it shows a guy tending to his garden, and he's looking really proud of what he's achieved, and he's thinking, well, what is there next to do, because I've already achieved something, but there's so much more to do. He's really kind of proud of what he's done, and he's achieving goals, and he's attaining stuff. And if you look at this depiction, this is a lady looking up at a tree that's grown quite large with 7 pentacles on it, and 7 to me is definitely the number of good luck. So I think for you guys that it's going to be that whatever this venture is, whatever it is that you create for yourself, whatever the new path is that you decide to go on, it's going to grow, and it's going to grow big. and you're going to be really proud of what you've achieved. You're going to be really proud of what you're doing, and you're still going to be making plans for the future. But you're definitely, through this card, I think there is definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. Once you've made that decision just to move on from a situation that's making you uncomfortable, I think definitely for you guys that you will create something, that you're going to act on something, that you're going to actually just go out there and do something to create a new life for yourself. Because certainly from what I saw from the first two cards, which weren't really great, well, the first card, sorry, which wasn't too great, and the Devil card, in one way it's not great because it's feeling bound, but in another way it also gives us the energy and also the motivation to actually change stuff for ourselves. And certainly with the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Cups, you know, these cards are all about, to me, initiative and taking the initiative to tread a new path, to go in a new direction, and to really, this reading to me really talks about, it really does talk about creating your own opportunities and creating your own luck, if you will. And to me this reading is saying you have to create your own luck. Don't wait for other people to create it for you. And certainly with this Seven of Pentacles, this person, you know, they've created something, they've grown something, you know, they've grown something quite largely, and they're looking on and they're saying, I did this and I'm really, really proud of it, but there's more still to achieve. So I certainly think that when you make that decision with the Eight of Cups to walk away, opportunities will come in for you. But a lot of these opportunities you have to start creating yourself. So if you've got ideas, you have to start acting on them. You have to start putting stuff out into the external world. And that's really backed up by this. Putting stuff out in the external world in order to create this. In order to create something that is big. And in order to create something that you can really be proud of. And with the Empress card, this is a card again about abundance, joy, prosperity, creativity. And the Empress card really talks about, you know, just putting in that positive. Empress card talks about there being progress in plans, and more importantly that everything's going to work out for you in the end, okay? This card can also talk about pregnancy and being an indicator of motherhood, and it's very much a feminine card. It has very much a feminine energy about it, and it's very much about nurturing. So I think with this it's really interesting to me how these two cards kind of link up for me, because if you look at this card, it has a tree, and in order to get a tree to grow, what do we need to do? In order to get something from the earth to grow, we have to nurture it, we have to create it, we have to really kind of look after it and really tend to it. And this person has tended to the growth of this tree, and they're proud of what they've done. And I certainly think that with the Empress card, it's all about nurturing stuff. And even though it can denote pregnancies, I think the pregnancy in terms of this reading is to do with the pregnancy of you. So the pregnancy in terms of the ideas, bringing an idea to life, giving birth to a new idea and seeing it grow. Do you see what I mean? So can you see the link, and how it, for me, and how hopefully for you, that this actually all links up together. And finally, we have the Six of Swords and the Three of Cups as the outcome cards for you. And these are really two very, very, very beautiful cards. I mean, they're just lovely. I loved it. When I saw this reading, I just thought, this is a beautiful, beautiful reading for Scorpio. And I'm so happy it is, because I think that for a lot of Scorpions this year, it's been really difficult. Especially from the readings that I've been doing for you, I could see kind of a pattern of how difficult and how challenging 2014 potentially has been for some of you guys. And I think towards the end of the year, a lot of you guys are definitely going to be moving away from difficulty, moving away from a situation that's not serving you, from a situation that's been making you feel bound, from a situation that's been making you feel trapped. And the sword suit is always to do with conflict and challenge, and this card simply means that you're going to be moving away from conflict and challenge. You're going to be moving away to a far more safer and calmer shore for yourself. And with the Three of Cups, this is all to do with celebration and happiness and having something to really feel good about, and just really being able to celebrate the outcome with your friends, with your family, and really just having a celebration within yourself. just knowing that you've got past the worst and you're going into a calmer 2015. And I really believe that that's what's going to happen for you guys. I think that just looking at these cards and how they've all gone together, we started off with the Devil card, which is sort of just the tail end now of you guys feeling bound and trapped in something and feeling like you want to just move out of it. You're feeling bound and trapped, maybe from, you know, as I've said, financial reasons, or, you know, maybe being stuck in a relationship you feel that you can't get out of, or whatever, but feeling bound and trapped nevertheless. And the High Priestess card saying your feelings, even though this card, the Devil card, can talk about feeling an illusion in terms of feeling trapped. So maybe feeling trapped in terms of money, or feeling bound to money, or feeling bound to, you know, sex, or feeling bound to lust, or feeling bound to whatever for negative reasons. This also denotes negative thinking, and I often think that when we think negative about something, something has started off to precipitate those emotions. But I think in this case with a lot of you guys, for some reason I'm getting the sense that your negative thinking is not unfounded, and feeling trapped is not unfounded. You know, you'll feel these emotions. These emotions are very, very real for some of you guys because of a situation that you're in, or a situation that you're going through. But being trapped and staying trapped is an illusion, because there's always a way out of a situation. And the High Priestess card for me definitely was talking about sort of just using your intuition, using your inner guidance system to actually take you out of that. What is it that you can do to release those chains? And really, once we start to think on a larger scale, once we start to see the wood for the trees, that's when all sorts of things are coming in for us, all sorts of opportunities. But definitely I think what's running out through this reading is that you need to create opportunities for yourself. You need to actually go out there and take the action, you know, and put the ideas into motion of what it is that you can do to release yourself from how you've been feeling. And certainly with the Eight of Cups, walking away from situations that don't serve you. Because once you walk away, whether that's mentally or physically, that's when this starts to happen. And then the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress, creating fertility, pregnancy. But to me, it's the birth of new ideas, the birth of a new way of thinking, the birth of a new way of being, the birth of a new way of doing stuff, the birth of a new path, the birth of a new life for you. And definitely this was backed up to me by the Seven of Pentacles. All the hard work that you're going to be putting in to creating that new way of living for yourself really is going to be the pregnancy. The pregnancy is the idea, and the birth to me is the tree. It's the action. It's the going out there and making things happen. That's the birth. The pregnancy, the ideas, the birth, the baby is the action. Is taking those ideas and putting them out into the external world to create the type of life that you truly deserve. And then the Six of Swords and the Three of Cups. The Six of Swords, sailing away from trouble, finally getting away from conflicts that have probably dogged you for a very, very long time. But you can only walk away, you can only get out of it if you start putting these things with the other cards into action. So sailing away from troubles into calmer shores for yourself, mentally and physically. And then the Three of Cups, you're really going to have something to celebrate. Really going to have something to celebrate. I really think this is a very, very good reading. I think that a lot of you Scorpios, as I've said, have probably gone through a very tough time in 2014. But I really think that in 2015, you know, there's going to be something really good to celebrate for you guys once you start getting into your groove and once you start making things happen for yourself. So guys, that's the end of your December 2014 reading. I'd like to say thank you very, very much for taking the time with me today, and I'll be coming back with your love reading for December very shortly. And also, just to let you know, I'm going to be setting up a new channel called Carol's Universe Tarot Advice channel, and this will be whereby you can actually go to that channel and you can ask one question and I'll answer it with one card. Okay, so I'll give you an answer on your question with a one card reading. It'll be a very, very short reading, but it will just be a taster of what's coming up from my new website. So hopefully you'll tune in for that. I'll give you more details on that as time goes by. Thanks for your time, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.